All right, what's up, everybody? We're gonna start here just at the top of the hour. Let me get rid of the overlays and all that fun stuff that we've got. Turn off the music. Just kind of playing around as we get going with the live stream and everything. Want to make sure you guys can hear me, see me, all that good stuff. I'm gonna turn the comments on in the chat. Daryl says hi all. Deborah's looking forward to the session. I think I'm gonna pop them up on the screen. What's up, Darren? It says, what's up, Jeff? I think it said Daryl as well. What's going on, man? All right, looks like we're all good. And then you guys should be able to see the comments live as we get in. So I know if you guys can tell, I'm a little bit higher quality in the stream quality than I was. We actually pulled some of the 4K cameras and stuff that we had previously, and we're just kind of updating and getting things going because we're gonna do a lot more on YouTube with what we've got, and then we've got a really exciting session today with Leadsley and how we're setting everything up, and it's gonna be just back and forth. It's going to be me showing you over the shoulder so where some things are that are in the actual training area in the school group. We're going to start building infrastructure today and getting everything good to go as we get in. So looks like, it says, hey, everybody, great to hear. You should be able to see each other's comments, all that stuff. Again, this is relatively new for us to be doing training on the live stream on YouTube. Obviously, we'll keep a lot of the behind the scenes stuff for us inside of our school community, inside of our school group. And if you're watching this and you haven't been on any of my calls before, we actually teach how to build your own AI agency. It's a beginner friendly system. You'll see that today as you go through. Actually, let me turn the comments off. You can see the full display here, and it's at agencystarterkit.com. Right, that's going to lead you into our school group. It's into a community where I do a lot of things over the shoulder. If you don't have Leadsley, I can give you the link to that here in just a minute. Let me go ahead and just turn off that overlay because I'm trying to run this as a one-man show without having a bunch of staff and stuff on all these and going back and forth. But actually, if you wanted to join Leadsley, we actually are running a special right now for our members only. And there's a huge bonus drop that comes included with that when you go to leadsley.co/replay. And that expires tomorrow. And we're going to send a bunch of emails and everything out on that. So you guys will start to see that offer will expire tomorrow. And it won't be available with all the bonuses and everything after that. So the pricing model and everything is going to start to change as we get in. So you don't miss out on something like that. And if you're wondering, you're watching this or you happen to catch this on replay a week or 6 months from now, like who we are, what we do, that agencystarterkit.com domain will get you there. I know I just posted a little bit ago inside of the but Darren says the bonuses are fire. Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a second, what the bonus drop is. I got this scheduled for about an hour today. We might be able to go for we're gonna go more than 30 minutes, maybe 45 to an hour or so. So buckle in and get going. If you're watching this for the first time and you're not sure what Leadsley is or who I am, obviously you can join the group. You can watch the other videos and things like that. We're not gonna get too far into that because most of the folks that are on here are members because we only mailed our members and then the folks in the group. So what I want to do is I'm actually going to add in a screen here. Let me I forgot to add in my overall screen. Let's go into share screen and let's just share an entire window, which would be actually, I wonder if we can do it off to the side here. Yeah, we can actually do it by just adding in a Chrome tab, the entire screen. Let's go ahead and we'll share a window off to the side here. Okay. So as you guys will be able to see off to my side as we get in, I can turn the comments off for a minute as we get going. This is something that we do on a real world basis. This isn't, marketing fluff. This isn't, something that we created to sell to you guys as we get going. The income that you're seeing on here are real successful transactions that we've been using as a higher level service inside of Leadsley. And then obviously you can see there's a large transaction there. That's for a bigger package that includes ad spend management and a couple other things. But the 17 to 2300, those are basically data level that you guys can use that as well as this is motivation for what you be charging once you get past that base level, which is what we were talking about with the overall bonus drop call, and what we were really explaining to everybody in how this works, right? So this is part of our lead ignition series. This training is as we get in, and we said we're going to do these with live streams. So today we're going to start over the shoulder. Okay, what does that mean? That means I'm literally going to show you my screen, show you clickables of how to implement the system that's getting us multiple replies per week. Now, I could say multiple replies per day. We were getting 10 over a weekend, like we talked about. And let me just pull this one up real quick. Like we were talking about on the live webinar from there, right? So we have the ability to generate multiple leads in a weekend, right? We have the ability to get a couple responses per day, and those go up and those goes down. So let's be honest with ourselves here. You're not going to see 10 leads come in every day. You're not going to see 0 leads come in every day. If you're running this, you're going to see a trickle. You're going to see a handful, which is more than what most agencies can handle when they get into this process. So one of the big things with this for me is I want to make sure that each and every one of you guys understands that this is a system that you're building, that you're going to be able to use over time and get up and running for yourself, where you don't have to worry about where the next lead's coming from. You know where the next lead's coming from, and you're setting this up. Looks like we may have just froze for a second here. That's not good. Let me turn myself off and turn myself back on here. Hold on a second. There we go. Nope. Looks like we may have lost the stream. So hold on a second. Let's go back and see if we lost the stream here, or the software froze, or I froze. Let's go back and go to, nope, I'm good. All right, so let's go ahead and, there we go. Still getting audio. Okay, so I did freeze. I just caught that. All right, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to look around and make sure the camera didn't turn off or something. Nope. Our camera is still on. Let's try a different camera here. Let's go ahead and turn my camera on. Yeah, let me remove me from. And add me to the stage. That was weird. So sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Either the internet froze or I froze. All right, let's jump back into this. So this is stuff in me over the shoulder. Here's what I'm going to do. Let's go back, about 60 seconds or so. And this is really about like getting in the trenches, getting you guys up and running, and building the infrastructure that you need from there. Okay, that's a couple of the big things I want you to understand, that this is truly about building a system that brings predictable results. I just had a call this morning with one of my junior staff members that works for one of our clients, and we're looking at the return on the ad spend that we're generating for this client. He's got, I think, 3 or 4 total sources, not including referral type business. Of the 4, we'll just call it 4, 2 of them are negative. That means for every dollar he spends, he only gets back 90 cents, right? Or 75 cents. I don't know the exact number. I'm not going to quote it. One of them, I think, was close to break even. And then we were a 1.4, which means that for every dollar he spends with me, he gets $1.40 back. And they get renewals. So the fact that we're able to do that, we know that we can basically keep spending money. It boils down to knowing your metrics, knowing your data, and having the best possible data sets that you can have. How are we able to do that? We tie in things like Leasly. That's where the subscription costs and things that you guys got able to see as we got in there. So I want to build you an infrastructure. Now, if you're newer as an agency in the chat, we talked about this on the webinar. We're not going to dive into it too deep right now. But if you're a newer agency, put newer or new in the chat. That's like less than 5 clients or less than 10 clients. If you're an advanced agency, you've got more than 5 or 10 clients, just put advanced in the comment box from there. That way I can kind of see, because if you're a newer agency, newish, yep. If you're newer, everybody puts new-ish. Cool. I want to help you build an infrastructure. Okay. That's where like things start to change in your business and your agency as you guys get going. If you're an advanced, you're going to see that this is basically, oh yeah, he's building the core structure and what we need from there. Couple of big things for us. If you need any help, if you've gotten, in here and you're not 100% sure, we got a couple of advanced, mostly newer folks that are in here. I'm going to put up our support email right now. That's support at jeffhershey.com. And then I'm actually going to add in another screen share as well. So I want to understand, I want you guys to understand that we have the ability to help you and to go through and get you sets up, right? That's what I need to improve the infrastructure as we get going. Great. So let me just remove that from the screen. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can actually add in. Stop the screen. Let me just add in my screen again. Share the screen. And we're going to go up to my window, and we're just going to share here. I want you guys to see a couple of things. Okay. Well, first of all, you're going to see a ton of me right here. If you guys are inside of our group, okay. One of the biggest things here is we are here to make sure you guys are needed and helpful. This is our support desk, right? That's the support at jeffhershey.com. I actually been checking this. Normally I don't log in here. Our team does. We're down to 0 tickets. So if you guys have any issues with the software, anything like that, you're going to log in there. Other things that I want you guys to understand as we get in is that we do make sure that we give you everything that you need to be able to be successful. So I'm actually going to remove that from the screen. I want to make sure I show you guys. Yep. We actually do what we say we're doing. Okay. So when I say that, I truly do mean that. I'm going to add this back to the stage and show you guys, this is my email right now. This is something that for later this week, I'm taking my son skiing. And then this is a client that's actually a potential client that we're going to talk about that is sending me a marketing proposal from who they're working with currently, and they've gotten 0 leads. And they're asking those type of questions. I never pitched the guy. He kind of knew what I did. He's my old landscaper, hardscaper from back in Phoenix, and then just kind of reached out to me as we were get going. So one of the biggest things that we're able to do with having an agency and having proof and having infrastructure is I don't actually technically even have the offer that they were making him. But because we have infrastructure in place, we might be able to look at this and either build out a funnel around it or be able to help him or at least point him in the right direction. Because with infrastructure, I know who and who I cannot help. I know who my ideal customer profile is, why I'm reaching out to them, why we're trying to help them, why we're trying to make things better for that business. We're trying to solve a specific pain point. So I obviously own a couple of different software companies, one of them being Leadsly, which you guys, most of you are on or in that software. Another one is Reviewly.ai, right? So if you don't have Reviewly.ai, I'm going to walk you guys through a little bit today of what I do in my company from there, if that's cool with you. And then I'm going to show you how we can set up infrastructure so that with Leadsly, you can be as successful as you possibly can by going after the exact same target that I'm going after at the exact same rate, or even you potentially go after a bigger scale than what we're going after, right? Because we're testing multiple markets, but I'm going to give you over the shoulder who we're targeting, why, what's working right now, because that was part of what we had promised you in the actual bonus session. So let me go ahead. I'm going to pull up the window off to the right here, which is going to be entire screen. All right. So part of this with the live stream sessions is we're going to, hold on a second, turn this off. what we're going to do is we're going to walk through over the shoulder, right? So I'm going to go through with you guys as we get in. So big picture as we get in is you've got Leadsly, right? I want to give you guys the process and then show you how to activate. Okay, that's one of the biggest things is we go through and we want to have the understanding of like exactly what you need to do to have a conversation with the leads and then how to move them either into a trial or a demo. And I'm going to show you exactly the way that we do it here inside of our business. And it's a very simple and easy process to go through. Now, inside of the training and inside of what we're doing inside of the agency starter kit, you guys should be able to see this as we pull it up from here. Looks like we're good to go. You'll be able to see that off to the side inside of the classroom, there's a Leadsly section that you can log into and you work through. And then I'm actually creating the ignition session folders right here. So you've got session 1. Obviously today is the replay because we're recording it right now. But you've got everything that's going to go and be included in this session for you guys. Okay. So one of the biggest things for me is making sure that I have the ability to write and do the right copy. I've been building this for the last 2 years where I've actually created the Jeff Hershey writing engine for you. And it's linkable right here in the group. This is a custom chat that we've created that is based off of everything that I've taught it for the last 2 years about my products, the way I do things, the way I speak, the way we go in and we set everything up. And this is going to be your writing engine if you want it as well. You can customize it, you make it your own, but this is a great jumpstart for folks that are not sure what they're doing or how to start. It'll help you write, like we talked about in the presentation. It will actually go through and it will help you write your, let me go back to your email sequences, your cold outreach, right? This is what's been writing our cold outreach, how to do responses as well. And then also if you want to do sales copy, VSLs, webinar scripts, or anything like that, it can actually write those as well. And we can potentially do a session on that if you guys need to. But this is everything that you need from there. To get access to that, to go through and be able to make sure that you have everything that you need, you're just going to go into session 1 of the ignition session, setting up your framework here, and you're going to go to the Jeff Hershey writing engine, and then you can just save it as a custom chat for yourself. If you guys have questions on that, let me know, but it's pretty simple and we can go through from there. Now, the big thing that we want to cover and we want to go in today is how to set up your own flow so that you have the leads with the either intent, they have poor ratings and reviews, and we'll get into diving into like the actual parts of Leadsly later this week or next week. We'll talk about that here in a little bit of actually getting in the software. But having these leads, like we talked about, is useless unless you have a plan or a strategy. And we have ways to automate and do all that stuff, but where are you going to send them? What are you going to offer them? So I'm going to turn the comments back on. For your strategy for Leadsly, let me know what you guys are planning on offering to those leads. And if you're newish and you don't know, that's fine. Just put not sure yet, right? You might not be sure, because what I'm going to teach you today is exactly what we're doing and exactly what we are offering. Okay. So one of the biggest things for me is we built this for ourselves and for a couple of our clients that we can go out in there and find targeted leads to do the outreach. So as I go in, I'm actually going to pull up the screen and you can go through and we can go to Reviewly. And if you wanted to go through and understand, what it's all about and how to actually use the software, you can book a demo with me. You can watch a 7-minute video. We've got white little plans. We're updating some of the stuff. Our pricing and things are going to change. It looks like they're already changing them on here. If you're in the school group, you will get the best possible deal. Looks like they already made this live. I haven't even had a chance to check it, but if you're inside the school group, you can get the best possible deal inside of our classroom sessions from there. Now, the reason why I'm going to tell you that I get Leadsly is because, or I recommend that you get Reviewly, is I'm going to give you the exact outreach messages that we use that are working right now for ourselves. So when we come in and we're looking at the subject line of email that we're sending on a cold email session, right, and going out there and pushing it out, this is as simple as it could potentially get. You could even get rid of their email or their name in the email. And obviously, I guess this outreach person that we're using is a fake individual. It's an agent, right? It's Eva, right? So we can probably just you can make it your name, you make it somebody else or whatever. You probably remove the individual's name. Okay. So it looks like we're doing review collection, review digital marketing, AEO, free audits, AI SEO, Google business profile, speed to lead, database activation. So that's tied to a high level. Google reviews. Okay. So we're just going to stick with Google reviews for today because this makes examples really easy for me to show you guys. This is your subject line. The RE, like that's the regarding, right? Or you're coming back and you're responding to that. This is what they're testing right now. You can remove that. You can test out different subject lines. Guess where you can put that, right? You can actually go in here, and I would actually go into chat and say, can you improve this outreach and give me 5 varied subject lines and a slightly different body. And I know you guys can't see that as clean as day. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit on this for you guys. It's not gonna let me zoom in. Sorry. Actually, let's see if it'll do it this way. Yeah, it's not gonna. Oh, there it is. Now it's starting to do it. Okay. Different content in the body. Okay. And then I'm just gonna go in, and then that's the overall from here. And I'm just gonna click. I ask chat. Okay. So the current address is polite. It's soft, right? So now it's going to tell me what I did wrong. It's going to help me sharpen it. It's going to give me different options that I can use, and then really talk about different options and subject lines from here. I'm actually going to take this. I'm going to use this as well. I'm actually going to put it in the memory. Cool. And then you can go through and you tell the industry, cold or warm, right? Do I have case studies? So now it's going to walk you guys through. Would this be something that would help you guys, just give you the simple little message here and then putting it into my writer and improving it? Would this help you guys? I'm going to put this in the actual members area for you guys right now as well. So I'm actually going to go in here, and then we're going to go example copy. All right. Put that in there. And then now, one of the big things for me that I want to note with this is we're going to get rid of this in here. I'm actually going to take the original. I'm going to put it in there. Okay. From here, and now you guys have all the copy that you need for different variations. Okay. So looks like I froze again as we get in. So this is interesting that I keep freezing, but this is going to be annoying for me if this keeps happening. All right, so let's go ahead and actually remove me from the stage. Hold on a second. Let's go back to here. Let's go back and change the camera. Let's just go back to this one. There we go. All right, so we're just going to go back to this camera. From here, it's gonna really just annoy me if this is the case as we get in. Okay, so what you guys can see here is that you've got all the copy and all the yeses as we get in. Okay, so one of the things that I've noticed that I want you guys to pay attention to with the copy that I've given you versus the copy that chat is giving me is mine is one sentence. It's quick, it's clean, right? That's what I would recommend for your initial outreach. That's what's going to get you the highest response. What chat's doing is it's trying to blend in my psychological triggers and all the other things from there. So here's what I would say. And this is what I'm also going to send to my team. Actually, I'm going to split test all 5 of those. So The answer usually boils down to it depends. Okay. And that's a typical fighter pilot answer is like, it depends, right? There's so many different variations and other things that happen. So, what I would recommend is for you to take what we just showed in here and test those variations for yourself. But the one I would start with is going to be this one right here and just see if you can get responses from there. Now, with that being said, you're probably like, cool, Jeff, what happens when they respond? Okay. There's a couple of things that can happen when they respond. Number one, you can now pick up the phone and call them. Be like, hey, it's Jeff. I just saw that you just emailed me. I can just go over quickly what we can do. You can respond back with a response. And what I did was when I did all of our responses last week, they were like, all right, cool, Jeff. Hey, can you respond? Can you respond? Can you respond? I'm like, let me just give you a quick and easy canned response. And my canned response is, hey, I shot you a quick 3-minute video that you can check out here that explains everything. Okay. And it's my Review Rush program. If you guys have been with me long enough, that's the Review Rush program to go through. After that, the next sentence is, if you have any questions or you want to book with me, here's my booking link from there. I'm trying to remove as much friction as possible from the overall messaging that gets set up. So you're probably wondering, well, Jeff, like, where do I send them? So would you guys like my landing page and my agency page for Reviewly for me to be able to go ahead and give you the exact pages that we're using for ourselves? And then that way you can clone them for yourself as well. So, because what I can do is I'll give you access to my pages. So Deborah says, yes, please. So you can see here, there's only like 6 pages here. 2 of them or 3 of them or 2 of them are the same. 2 of them are ChatGPT for my AEO type programs from there. This is, if you look at the bottom middle, that's kind of like my AI bio update, right? We did AI images, bios, and creating part of that for the brand identity or the entity and the branding for AI SEO. And then I've got my Reviewly SMS engine. I think I have another one in here as well. Oh yeah. So you can see we're running a couple of different things for the review rushes, and I've got an agency site as well. All right. So there's a couple of things that you need as somebody that's doing cold outreach to a business owner. Okay. And what you need is proof and validation of who you are, what you do, and or an offer that is so good that why would they go anywhere else? Or it doesn't cost me anything to just try you out. So that's what these 2 pages, actually, I'm giving you more than 2. There's a bunch on here, but specifically, let's look at the ones for Reviewly. And that's what these pages do right now. Okay. So if you look at this page right here, I'm going to open this. Actually, can I open this in a new browser? I'll say, I don't know if I can do that. It's going to open up on here. All right. So this is my Lovable project. I'm going to actually open this in the preview, and I'm going to go back. And then I'm going to do my Review Rush. I guess somebody edited this 50 minutes ago. This wasn't me because I wasn't in here 50 minutes ago. I'm going to open up this one as well. These are just the previews of these. I'll talk about how to edit these in a minute. And the links to these are going to be inside of the training area. Now it's going to be at the bottom. You've got the Jeff Hershey Writing Engine. If you want to be a white label agency of mine, and I just said, wow. That's the link to become a white label agency. Obviously, I'm helping you frame the ability to resell our products from there. And then you can get a Lovable account here. A couple big things. Lovable, you can start, well, as of this recording, you should be able to start for free. I think they were giving 5 edits a day, which I'm going to show you how to edit that Lovable account here in just a few moments. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple. You're just, because we've already built this for you, you can plug and play and connect your own domain name to get up and running. Okay. And then after that, I pay like, I don't know, like 20 to 50 bucks a month. So it's not that expensive. I know if you start compounding and stacking tools and everything that's out there, but realistically, once you build these pages, you can actually go back down to like a $20 a month plan and then just roll it out from there. All right, so let's log in and look, and then these are your done for you landers. This is the link down here that takes you to all my different pages, so you can see the review rush. That's what I'm offering right now. And I don't know if that's the right page. I don't know why that's on a separate thing, but we'll talk about that here in a second. And then you can see the other pages. So all you have to do is go here. Obviously, I'm logged into my account. So I think what you need to do, yeah, I did upgrade my my lead. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Suzette, but a couple weeks ago they were changing some things. You can remix it. Okay. So I know you might not be able to see this. There you go. If you just zoom in here a little bit, you can move it to your own folder, or you can hit remix. Okay. Remix is basically cloning in Lovable. So it will make an exact replica of the page template, and then you can edit it to make it your own. This should be able to make sense for you guys from there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to zoom back out on this, and let's go over to the pages themselves. So this, yeah, so this does set up properly from here. You can see this is what the review rush page is. This is what I'm sending to those individuals right here. It's a 3-minute white label VSL that walks them through. This is the start my review rush from here. This is my 3-minute, what they're going to receive. This is what they're going to get during their sprint. A little bit of forward framing, no credit card, no contact, no risk for them to do the 10-day trial. That's the way that we've framed ours. You frame it however you want from there. And start the review rush, right? And that's it. Pretty quick, simple. We got, I think, privacy and terms on there. You guys can adjust this and make it your own from there. In addition to that, if you need to have a site that is your own, this is a lighter version of what we use for our review lead page. This is a video that actually is a white label version of how to do online reputation management. This was recorded about 6 months ago. This is how to start your free trial, right? So you can also, this is basically if you were to create, or you don't have your own page, you've got your home, you've got on the review devices, reputation and review management from here. So you have a quick and simple, I want to say, I'll call it dirty, but a quick, simple, and clean landing page that gives you credibility from there. So now, because you have these two templates, you can go in, and let's just go in here, and I'm going to edit this. I'm just going to click on it for me. And then this is very, very simple. Lovable is updated to be extremely easy now. And they weren't difficult to work with, but you can actually go in here. You can actually click. Oh, sorry. I actually clicked on the link. What you can do here, it looks like we were editing this and we never changed it. Let's just edit that. Let's leave it from here. Okay. Oops. Let's close this. Okay. So now I can go in, I can click on plan. I can click on visual edits, right? I can click on the sections that I want. It's starting a live preview. So this takes just a little bit, but I can actually tell it, hey, on the call to action button, change the link, right? Or change the video out from here, and it will tell me what the plan is. You can see that now I can just hover over what I want. So if I want to say, hey, look, in this section, change out the video to this link. For this button here, I can either go into this section, or I can go down, which is now behind my face. Let me just remove myself from the. All right, looks like you guys lost me. It's when the audio went out when I take myself off the screen. Sorry about that. So what you can do is on the bottom left here, you can go and you can change the URL on all the buttons right down here. And then you can basically tell it what you want. You can do one or all. And then as we get in, you guys can see that this is quick and easy. And all you can do is just make this your own, right? You can just tell it, hey, change this section, right? Change this to say, and then whatever you want it to say from there. It's that simple to edit a website from there. So there you go. You guys can hear me and see me. This is too sweet. Awesome. Okay. So now I'm going to close this from here because I don't want to do this editing. I think this actually might be one of our live pages. How do I check that? Nope, this is not. It's one of the best ones that are out there. I can actually set all of my settings. This actually changed as well. Now, I know you might not be able to see this. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. So you can see this is one I can actually edit. So, because this is not my true one. Add custom domain. So for those of you that want to go buy, 10 Review Rush or, whatever your name is for your business, right? You can actually go buy a custom domain from them, or you can connect it in like 30 seconds through GoDaddy or whoever you purchase your domains from. They have, that's very easy and very smooth for them to do that. And it's really cool the way they do it. Let me go back to the dashboard real quick. I'm going to show you. Let me just go to my project. I got to go to my projects. There we go. Nope. Hold on a second. Go back to home. I got to zoom out because I can't see anything. Reset. Okay, so there we go. Now I can go to my projects. Let's go to visibility, the public ones. There you go. Let's say that I want to go in and I want to do the adjustment for this. Let's see if I have it published. I don't have I can add the domain to this as well. So for this one is where if you have your agency name, this is the one I would change it to and connect it to it as well. Pretty quick, clean, and simple. You can use our video. You can make your own. You can update this to whatever you want for the buttons for the trials, and then walk yourself through it from there. That's with Lovable. So now you have credibility with a homepage for yourself. I think you need to be on a payment plan, Lloyd. That's one of the things. I think it's like $20 a month to be able to buy. And you can buy the domain through them. Their pricing and stuff does change and fluctuate. So I don't want to like publicly say this is what you guys get, but I think you do need to be on like a $20 a month plan. You can go find out inside of Lovable. But I'm going to tell you, for $20 a month to be able to go in and edit and tweak and use your websites, and it's who I use. And if I have new templates, I just give them to you guys. It would work out pretty well for you from there. All right. In addition to that, so you've got the landing page, right, for your agency that you can use. Now you have a credible landing page that talks about who you are. You can add an About Me page. You can tell it to do whatever you want. It'll just listen to your instructions and start to build things out. One of the cool things is you can actually use the Jeff Hershey writing engine, tell it about who you are, give it your current site or whatever, and say, I'm going to pull this over here. Give me some framework, and then also say, give this to me in a lovable format in the Jeff Hershey writing engine, and it will export it or give it to you so you can just copy and paste it into Lovable and just give the instructions. It's that simple. It's really easy from there. So now you guys don't have one, but you have two different websites from us as we get going. So recap real quick what we've talked about so far today. If you need support coming in and going through the program, I'm going to put up the support address one more time. Okay. This is the support address. Yeah, it's spelled right. I thought it was spelled wrong for a second. support@jeffhershey.com. We're going to be launching a desk specific to Leadsly coming up here in the next week or two with some new upgrades and things like that. We'll make that announcement. I'm just working with the dev team right now to figure out what the best, smoothest way. So we're not, using just because we've been using stuff for 5 or 10 years doesn't mean it's the right thing for us to use, especially with AI and integration. So we're testing a couple things right now. So that desk will be out here shortly. In addition to that, if you're watching this and want to join before we close the door to all the bonuses, you can go to leadsly.co/replay. And if you went just to the main website, you'll see it's still closed to the public. You've got to be on my list. You got to be in with who we are and what we do to be able to even get access to this right now, especially specifically at the price that we're offering it. This will be open long term, but for right now, that's what it is. So that's that. I handed you the Jeff Hershey engine, right? So we talked about the Jeff Hershey Chat GPT. You guys can use this from here, save it, put it as your own. You can also, use it as a custom desktop app with chat as well. That's what I use. You put it on your phone, and you can use this for almost anything, right? It works the way I've built it from there. And then look, got a couple comments coming in. Cool. All right. From that point. So the Jeff Hershey writing engine, Anna just asked, does my engine have database reactivation? This is just a custom chat. So you can actually put in, here's the company type that we're going after. I'm doing database reactivation. Help me write those scripts. Yeah, it'll do that. If that's what you're asking. It's not software. This is a custom chat. So let me just hold on a second. So this over here will give you what you need to help write that script. Yeah, but it's not software, right? It's just a custom chat. And then if you want the software for something like database reactivation, I would use a software like High Level, and then use some database activation scripts from there. But that's not what I'm teaching, and that's not in this program. I've done it before. I've had software programs and platforms around that, but that's not what we're covering right now, Anna. But we can talk about that in the group on other calls, but it's definitely not for today as we get in. Awesome. All right. Couple other questions, stuff that have come up. I'll get to your questions here in just a few minutes as we get in. So that's the engine. That's how to get into Reviewly with the plans. The best plans are sitting currently in our school group. And if you want to know where those are at, if you go into phase 1 of our school group, don't forget to download the pass, right? But if you go into the first couple sessions, I think it's the first second session. Yep, you can activate your Reviewly trial. This link will be the best possible link available to get in. It's going to be changing as we roll out new features and things like that. So this would be the best time to get into that and not miss out, because once I get past Leadsly and this mini vacation with my father-son weekend that I've got coming up, we are going to be changing all of this. Right, my team's already doing it, and I didn't realize that they were doing it already. Which is not a bad thing, because they're actually they're taking action and doing their stuff. But these prices are going to change as we get in. They're going to go up significantly compared to what we have now, because we've rolled out so much in the last year. You guys get advanced notice on that, okay, as part of it. All right. Next up, if you have Reviewly, get in, using the engine, getting set up. Those are the big things as we get into this for the next steps. So what I want you guys to understand here is you need to have the foundation of who am I reaching out to? Why am I reaching out to them? You can talk to the Jeff Hershey writing engine almost like it's me, right? It's not an exact duplication of my brain or anything but you can tell it, here's my offer, here's who I'm targeting, here's what I'm looking to do. And then you can just ask it questions as you go through. From there. And then you can literally walk through step by step to build your outreach. So what does your outreach look like? I've given you inside of the actual session so far, the one that we're using right now that's receiving responses over the weekends. Okay. Or that did last weekend. I don't know what we got this weekend. I haven't checked in yet. 5 different variations, a little bit longer, using my psychology that you can test. Those are ones that I'm going to be giving to my guys to be like, hey, tweak these a little bit more, right? And again, take everything that comes out of the engine with a grain of salt, right? It has preset notions of me feeding it inputs for the last 2 years, all my psychological triggers, my programs, things like that. Just make sure it passes the sniff test for you as you guys get in, but use the writing engine, okay? You've got the variations, where are you going to send them when they reply. From there, I've given you your brand page for your agency. Plus, I've also included a landing page that helps pre-sell Reviewly with Lovable. And then you guys can get access to Reviewly as well from there. That's the big package for the first steps of today. Okay. Next things that we're going to be covering over the next couple of days. Okay. I have a small follow-up sequence that goes for about 10 to 14 days. I call it the assumption sequence, right? And we talked about this on the call. Let me just pull this up for you guys. This is the assumption sequence that we had, which is going through and assuming that they're either in the software or purchasing the software. Okay. It's a 10 to 14 day multi-touch follow-up. I'm going to be giving this to you inside of a high level snapshot on our next call, on our next live session from there. And we're going to decide that as a group here in just a few minutes as we get in. Okay. So I'm going to walk you guys through that. So you guys already have this, my 5 next reviews, starter message, and different variations. It's already in the members area waiting for you guys. You can see that right away. If you have any questions on those, just ask me in the school group, right? Send me a DM or just publicly tag me in a comment of what you're doing. And we've gotten response rates anywhere from 2 to 30+%. Okay. We talked about this. We talked about this on the bonus drop call as well. Depending on your ICP, the avatar who you're talking to is going to vary your open rate and your response rate. Okay. If I'm talking to Chuck in a truck who's blue collar, has a 7-year-old Android phone, he's probably not online all day and checking his email. So I'm going to have a drastically lower open and response rate for a contractor. Then if I were to have a yoga studio or a med spa operator or owner that is likely sitting at the desk, helping run things, figuring out what they're going to do for posting on social media. They're not in the dirt getting dirty all day. They're online. They're a little bit more technical. They're a little more social, right? So those are the type of industries that we've seen get higher response rates. So depending on your ICP, that's how you're going to get your best idea of what those numbers are going to look like. Now, if you already work in the roofing industry because you've got database reactivation or you've got other things you want to talk to them or sell them, then do that. But just know that it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be the same across everyone that we've gone through. But for each and every one of them, we're going to give you a snapshot that you can put directly into high level. You do not need to have an account under me. I do not want sub accounts. I don't want to be managing your accounts for you. You use your own. We'll give you a trial link and all that stuff if you want. If you don't have a high level account, I'm more than happy to help you guys with that. But we're going to give you a snapshot that you can install into your own account. And then this will be preloaded with our sequences. And if you don't want to use high level, we'll give you a Google Doc as well with that copy. Okay. That way you can just move it and paste it to wherever you want from there. But we use high level because it's simple. It's easy. It works really well. It's got, Swiss Army knife. It solves most problems to a satisfactory rate. And it really does help you guys where if all you have to do is change out the generic logo and change out the name of the company in each of those emails, those sequences will work really, really well from there. And we've done this before with like our lead reactor program, and it's worked really well for each and every one of you guys that have gone out from there. So that's how we're going to build this together and go through. Okay, those are some of the big things that we've got. I'll be able to walk you through, and I've got a couple of questions that have come in. So a question that just came in. Hey, Jeff, we'll be able to search more than one city at a time. The option to do searches at the state level, multiple states possibly. That is a great question. And the answer to that question is it depends. I had the conversation with the team last night about exactly that. And how can I just set this up where I say, I want every zip code in the US or the UK or in Spain or wherever. And the system, let's say that there's 2,000 zip codes in the United States, right? There's more than that. Or I actually have a list from like 5, 7 years ago of every zip code with at least a couple thousand people in it. Um, so where the system will actually go through and do a search, right? And it will basically grab all the leads that it can and then move on to the next one. And not just pull them all out at once, but strategically go through and move, say, let's all of Florida, let's say it has 1,500 zip codes, right? Let's say it has 500 zip codes for Florida, right? So I'm throwing that number out there. I don't know exactly what the number is, but it would go through and it would be able to pull out up to, say, you want 300 leads a day or 200 leads a day, right? It will go out and find 200 new leads, tag them, sort them, and move them out. And then if it doesn't hit that, it then moves on to the next one and starts a queue and move from there. So that is what we're working towards, and that is on the Q2 roadmap. I had that discussion 15 hours ago. So I did, I can't say yes, it's absolutely coming. But is it high on my radar? Yes. Is it something that we are actively researching? In the next week, it will be, because we want to get signal search out to you guys. We're testing it right now behind the scenes at a scalable level. And yes, so that's something that we're looking at for you guys from there. Okay. Let me go. It'll search more than one city. Perfect. Okay. So Scott, you asked me the same. Oh, I just realized, Scott, you asked me 2 different questions. Cool. All right. That was Scott's question. Found it under phase 1. Yep. Cool. And then let's see. What other questions do you guys have? Also, phase 1, session 1. Okay. Yep. So you guys are all talking to each other. There's 42,000 zip codes in the US. Thank you. So they can easily, I mean, there's more than 500 in Florida, I tell you that. But imagine us setting that up, and they can easily overtax, like, the servers and NAI and things like that. But those are things that we're working on. We potentially go pull from database companies and do that kind of stuff. But then now we get back to the static versus active and having those conversations. But yes, those are things that we are looking at from there. And I obviously, if we're publicly stating this and we're posting this video, I don't want to make promises I can't keep from there. All right. Other big things, custom domains. Yep, those are all questions that have come in. It looks like we've got a lot of the questions that are out there. So, all right, what are we doing next time? Okay, for this one, you've got the writing engine. Install it, save it to your browser, put it on your ChatGPT from there. If you haven't signed up for Reviewly yet, go activate your trial and go through. It's going to be very simple to connect your Stripe account and get a link right there from inside of your account to then put on that Lovable landing page. Okay. If you want the agency page, you can use that as well. And that's going to be something that, is going to be quick and easy and painless for you to have when you do your cold outreach from there. Now, when it comes to the next session, this is going to take you guys a couple of days to get in and go through from there. So when do you want to schedule the next session? Do you guys want to do it give you like a week from now? I don't want to do 2 weeks or anything crazy like that. We can do it in about a week from now. If you guys need that much time, or I just realized that I'm leaving. Well, I shouldn't realize it. We finalized it this weekend and I booked the trip with my son. We leave Thursday. Okay. So that would be, Deborah, I can't do this Friday. The fastest, or the only other time I can do it this week would be Wednesday of this week in about 48 hours. I'm thinking personally that might be too soon for a lot of you to go in, get everything set up, and then you might kind of fall behind. But then I've got some more advanced folks that they're probably be chomping at the bit from there. So I got a couple next Wednesday, Monday. Here, let me go ahead and put in the comments so you guys can all see them. I don't know if you guys can see them on this live chat. I'm still trying to figure out the whole, stream. Clearly the camera froze twice on me today. So would you guys like to do Wednesday of this week or Monday of next? So let me just do the count here. I got a week. So I can't do Friday, Deborah. I got a couple of people saying next Monday. And then what I'll probably do a week from now, Monday, might manage Wednesday, probably next Monday, Monday. Okay, I got a lot of people saying Monday. So let's do this. If you are an advanced individual and you need something before our call, we'll do it next Monday. We'll probably do at least 2 calls next week. Okay. If you need something from me prior to next Monday's call, DM me in school. Does everybody know how to DM me in school? Give me a yes or a no real quick. Okay. Because if you can't DM me, you don't know how to reach me, I'll answer your questions. I know Scott will tell you that. Darren will tell you that. Darrell will tell you that. Anna, I was just responding to you just a little while ago. Deborah, all you need to do is go. Somebody just said, yes, sir. All you need to do is go into the school group. And then here, let me just show you my screen one more time here. I think it's already up there. Cool. So you go into the school group, right? You can see I have, well, let me just refresh this because sometimes it updates. But all you do is go in. Let's see, I've got notifications, right, from other groups. And then you've got your DMs from here. If you just go into the DM and you just find me, right? And if you don't know how to find me, just go to find the guy that's posting constantly. Click on my name right here. And then all you have to do is, well, you can't do it here. Actually, Darren, I'm going to use you as an example. Hold on a second. Let's go to members. Let's use Darren as an example here. Of course, it doesn't want to do it. So Darren, I can just click on chat and I'll have a chat with me. Okay, that's it. That's all you guys have to do. And then Darren says, Jeff is always responsive on school. Now, here's the deal. I did tell you guys that I will be, out teaching my son. Well, actually, I'm going on my first ski lesson as well on Friday. I've never skied before, but he's on his 3rd. So I'm doing a private ski lesson with him on Friday. I'm driving with him on Thursday. I will respond to you guys normally within anywhere from 12 to 24 hours, and I'll make sure that you guys have from there. Oh, and you can use @Jeff. Okay. So yeah. So like you guys, I am responsive on school, and then you can also use the @Jeff and you can find me. So, and then Scott, thank you. Oh, Scott says we also have amazing support. So I appreciate that, Scott. And then where am I skiing? Deborah, Big Bear Mountain. It's only like 2 hours away from me here in San Diego. He's been to Flagstaff, Arizona twice. Actually been multiple times, but he was only able to start skiing like when he was 6, right? He's 8 now, almost 9. But he does it once a year. And please, I don't want to break a leg. No, I took the smallest. There's like 3 resorts up there. I took the smallest, the least amount of slopes, and like I'm just like I just want to get on this thing, right? And go from there. So, but here's the deal. And we'll wrap this up here in just a couple of minutes. Our next call will be Monday. I will book that now. It seems like no one had an issue. Actually, here, let me show you guys where to find that on the calendar one more time. Make sure it doesn't look like anybody had an issue with finding the calendar from here. But if you go to the calendar right here inside of school, you'll see that this is our call right now. I'll move to the next one. It might be an hour later, just for the sheer fact that I'm pretty sure I have an event that day. Let's go to this one. I have an event that day. So all you do is go to the calendar and update. And then we'll have some other stuff in place to notify you. Plus I sent some send push passes as well. So our next call will be Monday. You'll see what the scheduled time is. I'll book that this week. I'll probably update you guys. And, if you haven't purchased Leadsley yet, you'll be, able to get in for the next week or so before this. And then if you're in, you won't be hammered with the replays anymore, or you shouldn't be. My team should be removing you. Bunny slopes is exactly what I'm doing, dude. Like I'm a low risk person with that, although I am excited to go. But if you want to go and get in, you can go to this link and then you guys can jump in. Now, for anybody that is on here and wants to message me ahead of time, or you get to a point you're like, Jeff, can you give me this? Or like, this is what I need, or questions, just simply go ahead and DM me in Skool. I will do my best to help you. I'll answer your questions. From there, I won't be jumping on calls this week or doing any like one-on-ones just because I've got so much going on. He's off of school. But we will make sure that you guys have everything you need to be able to get in and to go from there. Cool. All right. That's the big stuff. Is there anything else that I can answer for you guys today before we end the stream? If not, go ahead and email my support team if you need anything, support@jeffhershey.com. As you saw earlier, we are at 0 tickets right now. My concern was that I saw a couple people, and some of you were on this call, that you weren't, using support@jeffhershey.com, which it's on the bottom of the website, but people were like creating emails like support@leadsley.com or Leadsley something AI, and they're CCing me, so I was getting them, but I'm like, this is what our support email is. Be able to make sure that you guys have that from there. Actually, there we go. I'll just put that back up. Okay. So if you have anything, just email our support desk, support@jeffhershey.com. We do respond. I am actually checking in there more often than normal. I normally don't log in there and just reply to you guys. Sometimes I'm like, hey, it's Jeff. Sometimes I respond as a team member. But I want to make sure that you guys understand that we are in there to help you. And if you have any questions before Monday of next week, tag me in Skool, DM me in Skool, or just message me there as we get going. Cool. All right. Quick question. Jeff, will it actually enable us to sell leads to a B2C client like a plumber, HVAC, et cetera? Scott, let's have that conversation. I don't want to have that publicly on YouTube, on live stream. Let's talk a little bit about you and me. We can have a quick little conversation. I can call you. We can talk. We can dive in to that one as well. And then Anna emailed support. Cool. I'll take a look and see here shortly after this call, and then go from there. I'll update you guys on what's happening with some of the folks that are reaching out to me for products and offers that we can sell. But for right now, I want to keep it simple for you guys. We'll just push Reviewly with the pages that I've given you in the done for you format. You can use my emails, my exact copy, my exact flow, my exact pitch, and then now it's just data and numbers from there. So awesome. That's it. We're going to wrap this up. Let's go ahead and let's play around with this a little bit since my video froze. Let's see if I can get the other video. Let's not worry about the other video back right now. Let's go ahead and we'll do a little outro music as we get going, and then we'll talk to you guys all soon as we get moving. So I'll see you guys next Monday. Pay attention in the group for when we actually post the update. I'll do it here shortly. It's probably be like 7 days from right now. I think I have something from 11 to 12 Pacific. I'll move it into like 12 to 1 Pacific, so about an hour later. And then we'll talk to you guys all real soon next call. Take care, and we will see you then.